back for another video. My name is Josh Kasick, and today is my Vandread review. Now, if you're wondering, last video I didn't have a haircut, so did I get this yesterday? No, actually, that video was filmed a while ago, actually in April, 18th to be exact, and I decided I wanted to do other videos before uploading that one. And so I actually got this done on Monday. I also shaved that day, but it's kind of growing back, except for the mustache. I didn't shave that, but other than that, yeah. So that's why I look different from yesterday's video. Now, Vandread is another anime. It's a very weird anime, but once you kind of get past the beginning, understanding it becomes like a really fun and interesting anime. So for starters, this takes place years in the future, where something happened to Earth, and humans had to leave. Well, different colonies were created on different planets, and the show revolves mostly around two colonies, two planets. One planet of just female and one planet of just male. Now you're wondering how they reproduce. Well, they figured out how to reproduce with some type of technology. I think for males, they're created in a factory with cloning, and the female one, well, I can't really figure out how they do that. It was still kind of weird, but that's weird. That's not really the main point of the story. That's just a very weird part. Now, the next part is we have our main character is named Hibiki. Well, he has an interesting backstory that I'm not going to go totally over in, because it took a long time throughout the show to reveal what that is. But so on his planet, he accidentally gets into this brand new ship that was a combination of a old ship and new stuff attached to it. The old ship has this power source that's actually living, which comes up to the point later in the story, or later. Well, not too later. Actually, it's probably coming up. But essentially, he gets on that ship by accident, and then it lifts up into space, and then eventually he gets taxed by a pirate ship, and this pirate ship also is basically big enough to hold other these ships called the Dreads, and these are the female ships or whatever. Well, the males don't necessarily have ships. They have these things called the Vanguards, which is basically mech type things, which is it's very interesting. But the pirates take over because they know about the living kind of source, and they want it. Mostly everyone escaped except for Hibiki, a guy named Dulo McFile, I think it is, and then Bart, I forgot his last name, but yeah, Bart. They get captured, and well, since the male and female plants do not like each other, so that's another thing with this. So essentially, they think the males are bad guys, and then the guys think the females are bad guys. Now, these are generations after taking over these planets, so essentially I don't think they realize that they used to come from one place at first, but yeah, it's an important part. Well, when the ship was attacked, those dreads. So three people controlling the dreads. You have Maya, Dita, and Jura. Well, when they were on the ship, and then something happened to the power source or whatever, and it actually a kind of phenomenon. I forgot. Like, it's been a while since I've seen this series, so but it's something happened, and well, the living thing now combined itself with the pirate ship. I think was trying to take it with them, and then something happened, and this caused an explosion where the living source kind of connected the old ship with the pirate ship, creating a new ship called that they named the Nirvana. But the other thing with that is that Hibiki at the time on the ship before this all happened, he tried to grab a Vanguard and use it. And while he was on the ship, and while Maya, Dita, and Jura's dreads are on the ship as well, they also got affected by the living power source, which allows Hibiki's Vanguard to actually combine with the Vanguard with the dreads, not at the same time, but like one at a time. Mostly he combined with Dita. Now, Dita, out of all the rest of them did not like the males, but Dita, on the other hand, was fascinated by Hibiki. She called him Mr. Alien, and throughout the series, but eventually they started to actually have feelings for each other. More so in the manga. The anime really does not focus so much on the relationship. The manga does it more. In fact, basically throughout the show, Hibiki called him Mr. Alien, and Hibiki never called her by her real name, which is really opposite of the manga, because they actually started falling in love with each other like almost really fast. Now, I haven't read the manga, but I know this because I did research on this when I was designing my kind of digital art piece of them kissing, which is on my graphic arts website. Probably, if you haven't checked that out, I'll probably put that down as well since I'm mentioning it. But it's they started calling each other by their real names, and they even kissed at the end of the series. And then there was a third manga that was never translated to English, unfortunately. Part where they actually had they got married and had a child too, which is so by the normal means of doing that. So it's like, it's kind of frustrating that they did that for the anime, that they didn't really focus on that much. But yeah, that's not the main point. At first, Hibiki and all of them were kind of just captured, but eventually they started, the women on the ship started to realize their uses for Hibiki in battle with the Vanguard and their combinations. Bart, his ability to actually go into the ship, like the way the ship changed. Essentially, Bart goes into the ship itself, like it combines and kind of talks with the living power source to, go where they need to go. It's kind of very interesting. And then McFile, because I think it's Dulo McFile. I'm pretty sure Dulo. He's an actual doctor, but so at first they were having problems with him because they didn't they didn't want him messing with the trying to work on helping on females or whatever, but they soon realized that he's a really skilled doctor, and there was actually problems with their medical equipment, so which they would normally use without a doctor necessarily, but eventually he became a doctor, although he had to learn basically pretty much how the female bodies and all that stuff work, because he had no idea how that works. Because actually one of the characters named Ezra, she's actually pregnant. So yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to really go into details how they give they have babies. It's but whatever. It's a very very strange concept. But it's I think it's a really good anime, and oh, and then basically after that, they battle villains and stuff like that. It's a very interesting anime, and once you get past like the beginning parts, I think it turns out to be a very interesting and funny anime that I think it definitely should give a chance. And it's I think it's really funny at times as well. And like I said, I think it's very interesting anime that I would recommend. Besides the weird stuff, I'd probably just give it an 8 out of 10. But other than that, it's a very, like I said, very interesting anime. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did. If you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified for my next upload. My YouTube channel, website link, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and Instagram are all in the description as always. And thank you. Goodbye.